everyone, today we are going to be making a mermaid outfit for a baby. This will fit any size baby up to 18 months, and we are going to be using this turquoise yarn. Actually, I used all red heart yarn in this project. So here is the label so you can see Red Heart Super Saver, and this one is called turquoise. I'm also using orange for the bikini top. We're going to be making shells for the bikini top. It's going to look so cute. And then we are going to be around the, this is going to be the mermaid tail, the mermaid bottom. But then around the waistband of the mermaid bottom, we are going to be using a bit of amount of Red Heart's Aran yarn. So if you want to use a cream colored yarn around the waistband of that, it's just a cute little embellishment that I'm going to use. This is just a small amount of Aran, but our main color is going to be this turquoise. And if you can use, turquoise, or you can use any other color, a variegated color, which would be really nice too, or many different colors for a mermaid tail, whatever you decide. Just make sure that it is a medium weight yarn, which is 4. And this is just a worsted weight acrylic yarn, worsted 4. So just keep that in mind when you see the type of yarn I'm using in this video. You can use the same, or like I said, something equivalent. Also, let's see here, and I'm using the orange as well. This is just bright orange by Red Heart. You can use something else. This is just going to be the color for the shells for the top. So we'll use that later. And for the hook sizes, for the mermaid tail, we are using a J size hook, which is a 6 millimeter. This will be for the tail and the whole bottom of the mermaid outfit. And then for the shells, for the bikini top, we are going to be using a G size hook, which is a 4.25 millimeter hook. So keep those 2 hooks handy. You could use an H size hook on this, on the mermaid top, the shells bikini top. But I'm going to be using a G size hook, but you can use an H. So I'm going to start out with my J size hook and my turquoise yarn. And like I said, there's no written pattern for this, so I'm kind of just winging it. We are going to be using a crocodile stitch today. So it is going to be a little tedious, but it is so worth it in the end for the look. So let's get started. We are going to start off with a slip knot. So just put the short end over the long end, like this. And then fold that down over the top of that long strand, like that. And then pull that through. Okay, and pull that tight. There's your slip knot. Insert your hook, and there we go. Now we can start. Now we need to make it a point. It's going to go like this, like a V, and we're going to make it long. Okay, so to do that, we are going to be using double crochet, and then we're going to be making the crocodile stitches. So I'll show you exactly what I mean. Chain up 4, so yarn over and pull through 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now this chain up 3, it is going to count as our first stitch. Okay, it is going to count as our first stitch throughout this entire project. We are going to chain up 3 every time we go to the new round. Now in this 4th chain from the hook, we are going to make 9 double crochet for a total of 10, because this, like I said, this chain up 3 right here is going to count as a stitch. So in the 4th chain from the hook, remember the loop on the hook never counts as anything. So this is chain 1, 2, and 3, and then 4. So in the 4th chain from the hook, yarn over, go into that chain, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. That's a double crochet. So make let's see, 1, 2, 8 more in there for a total of 10, because this one counts as 1, 2, so then Doing another one, 3, another one, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And if you need to, just count back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And make sure to slip stitch. So insert your hook in that chain 3. Slip stitch right in there. So insert your hook in there, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Okay, so there is our bottom. Okay, now in this project we have to turn our work every time because we are going to be making those crocodile stitches. So chain up 1 on this row, row number 2, and turn your work. And now we're going to be working in each of the posts around this circle here. So don't mind my straggler, just pretend it's not there. I'll sew that in later. So around this post right here, this is our chain up 3. Okay, if we turn this back, you'll see this is the one where we slip stitched into, right here. So we're going to be working around this right here. Okay, so make sure to turn your work to the back, so you're looking at it from the back. Okay, and then we're going to make 5 double crochets around this post. Well, like, how the heck do you do that? Well, yarn over, go in from the right side of it, and then up through the front of it. So you're basically doing a front post double crochet. Okay, 5 times around the same one. Okay, so do that, double crochet, execute that right there. There's 1. And you see how I turned my work like this because now I'm working around this post. So it's easier to just do that for myself. So you can do whatever you feel most comfortable doing. But make sure you do 5 double crochet around this post. Alright, so once you have your 5 double crochet around there, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to chain 1. And now my work is like this. It's supposed to be like this. You see this circle around here? So we needed to chain 1 right there. We're going to turn it, so we're going to flip it, basically, to look at the back of those 5. And going to the very next post, right next to it, right here, we're going to put 5 double crochet around there. So you see, we were just working like this. Now we chained 1. We're going to turn our work like this, so we're looking this way, and we're going to work around this very next post right next to it. So work 5 double crochet around that post. So those front post double crochets, but you're working up from the bottom to the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, I'm going to remove my hook so I can show you exactly what we just did. If you look at our work now, see we're back to the top. See, this was the circle that we're working around. This is our first crocodile stitch right there. See, there's the point, and it goes like this. And now we're back to the top. So now we need to chain 1. Okay, so at the end, so at every end of each crocodile stitch, you're going to chain 1. Okay, every grouping of 5, we're going to chain 1. We are going to skip the next 3 stitches. Okay, skip the next 3 on this circle here and go to the very next one. So the 4th stitch, we are going to repeat what we did. We are going to make 5 front post double crochets around this one post here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And remember to chain 1 and then turn this like so. Go to the very next post, which is right here, and make 5 double crochets around that post, going up now, because we went down, so now we have to go up. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so once you did your 5 there, you just have to chain 1, and then skip these last 3 stitches here, and slip stitch to the beginning, which is right underneath here. I don't know if you can see that, but there's this double crochet here from our first crocodile stitch, right underneath that, right there. And just slip stitch there, and then chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. Turn our work, so now we're working on the inside of our mermaid tail. Okay, so this is the inside. And now we're not going to be working on these crocodile stitches. We have 2 on this round. Okay, you see there's one here and one on the other side. We are going to be working in the circle here, so around these stitches here. So we just chained up 3, so that's our first stitch. So then in our next stitch, we are going to be increasing on this round too, so it'll be a lot easier after this round. So in this very next stitch right here, put 2 double crochet. 1 and 2. And then in the next, so we're just going to put 2 double crochet in each stitch all the way around. And don't be afraid to manipulate your yarn to be able to see your stitches. We're working on the inside here. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and now in this last stitch, we're only going to put 1 because that chain up 3 counts as a stitch. So that's 19, and then this one counts as 20. Okay? And we're going to slip stitch to this one too. This chain up 3, we're going to slip stitch to that to connect. And if you have to count back, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, that chain up 3 counts as a stitch. Now we're going to chain 1 and turn our work, so now we're looking at the back. Every time we look at the back, or on the outside of this, we know that it's a crocodile stitch round. So now we are going to be working down the chain 3 here, and then up the next one here. And then we're going to skip 3 stitches, and then work down this stitch, and then up this stitch. I'll show you exactly what I mean. So I usually turn my work to the side because I find it very easy to work around this post. So just make 5 double crochets down this post. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then chain 1, and then turn it and work around the very next post right here. I'm grabbing it with my 2 fingers here, and make 5 double crochets up this post. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then chain 1, and then skip the next 3 posts, or next 3 stitches, and work around the 4th stitch, making 5 double crochet. Sorry, I blanked. 5 double crochet down this post, and then chain 1, turn your work and go to the very next post. I'm grabbing it here, and make 5 double crochets up that post. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then chain 1, skip the next 3 stitches, and go into the 4th stitch for another 5 double crochet down that post. That's 3, 4, and 5, and then chain 1, turn the work and go into the very next stitch right here, and do 5 double crochets up that post. 3, 4, and 5, and then chain 1, but then we're going to skip 3 stitches and go into the very next stitch here for 5. These are called front post double crochets, but we're basically just double crocheting around this post. So we're going to do that 5 times. Okay, then chain 1, turn our work and go into the very next stitch, and there we go, for 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 1, and oh, there's only 3 stitches left, so we are going to slip stitch to our first crocodile stitch right here, and do that slip stitch. Okay, so now you can see that our work is coming together already, looking very nice. And this last row we just did, we are going to repeat it. So you can see this crocodile stitches are coming out, looking pretty cool. Okay, so on this round now, we are just going to chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. Turn our work so we're looking at the inside, so you see the hole here, or the inside here. And now we're just going to double crochet around, but this chain up 3 counts as a stitch, so we're going to go in this very next stitch right here. We're not going in this stitch here. See this stitch here? We're not going in there. We're going to go in here for a double crochet, and make sure that you have 20 double crochet all the way around. Just 1 double crochet in each stitch around. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19, and then that chain of 3 counts as a stitch right there. So that's 20. And you can count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, and then slip stitch to that chain 3 like that. Okay, so now we are going to chain 1 and turn our work to the outside where the party's happening there. Look at how nice that looks. And around that chain 3 right here, we are going to make our first crocodile stitch. So turn our work to the side and make 5 double crochet around that stitch. I assume by now you know how to make this crocodile stitch, so I'm going to go a little bit faster. And then chain 1 after that, grouping of 5, turn your work, go to the very next stitch and make 5 double crochets up to the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then chain 1, and then skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3, and make your next crocodile stitch right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 1, turn the work to the very next post and make 5 double crochets around that post. Okay, then skip 3 stitches and go into that around the 4th post there and do your next crocodile stitch. So there you do 5 double crochets down this stitch, and then chain 1, and then turn your work to the very next post we're going to go into, and we're going to make 5 double crochets up that post. 3, 4, and 5, and then chain 1, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3, go around this next stitch. This is our last crocodile stitch of this round, so we're going to make 5 double crochets around this post here, and then chain 1 and go into the very next stitch around the very next post right here, making 5 double crochets. Okay, chain 1, and oh, there's only 3 stitches left. We're going to skip those and go right into the first crocodile stitch for a slip stitch. Okay, then chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, turn our work, and now we are increasing. Okay, so you can see how it's turning out so far, looking really cool. So now increasing to 30 stitches, we're looking at the inside of our tail here, And going into this very next stitch right here, we are going to put 2 double crochet in the same stitch. 1 and 2. Okay. Then in the next stitch, we're just going to put 1 double crochet. Then in the next stitch, we're going to put 2 double crochet. Then in the stitch after that, we're only going to put 1 double crochet. And then in the stitch after that, we're going to put 2. So basically in every other stitch, we are going to put 2 double crochet. And then in the next one, we're just going to put 1. And then in the next one, we're going to put 2. So finish off this round. You should have 30 double crochet at the end of this round, and then I'll meet you back up when we're going to make our crocodile stitches. Alright, coming up to the last stitch here, just make sure you do 2 in this last one, and then that chain up 3 counts as a stitch, so we're not going to make another one. So make sure you count back 30, and then the chain up 3 counts as a stitch, so that should be your 30th stitch. Just slip stitch to that beginning there, like I'm doing here. Okay, so you can count back 30 and make sure that chain up 3 counts as a stitch. Okay, so in this last stitch, we're just going to put 2, but we're not going to put anything here because this chain up 3 is here, if that makes sense. So make sure you count back 30, make sure you have 30 stitches all the way around here, and then we're going to chain up 1 and turn our work. So we have this on the outside, we have our crocodile stitches. Alright, so we're making our crocodile stitches now. So around this chain 3 here, you can see it right there, we are going to put our 5 double crochet. Like this. That's 3, 4, and 5. Then chain 1. Then turn your work and go into the very next stitch, which is here. You can, use your fingers to kind of find it. Then do 5 double crochet up that post. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then chain 1, and then skip the next 3 stitches and go into the next stitch, and we're going to be working around that stitch for 5 front post double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then chain 1, turn and go up the very next stitch for 5 double crochets. 3, 4, and 5, and chain 1, and skip the next 3 stitches and go into the next stitch for 5 double crochets around that post. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then chain 1, turn the work, go up the very next stitch for 5 double crochets. So now you get the point. Just, after this, then skip the 3, then do your crocodile stitch, then skip 3. So I'll let you to it on this round, and then I'll show you how to go on to the next round. Alright, so just coming back around, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 crocodile stitches on this round, and then just make sure you chain 1 after that grouping of 5 there, and then slip stitch to the beginning crocodile stitch, like that. Okay. Then the next round I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, we did 4. So the next round is going to be the same. So we're just going to chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Turn our work so we're looking at the inside here. Okay. And we're just going to put 1 double crochet in each stitch around. And you should, again, have 30 stitches all the way around. So make sure that you do your double crochets. Now, notice, I mean, I didn't mention earlier, but you kind of get the point already, that we're doing these double crochets when we're looking at the inside of our tail. We are doing our double crochets on the round from the inside. You can see all the double crochets. We are not double crocheting in any of the crocodile stitches, but we are crocheting double crochets into the stitches. You can see the stitch has a crocodile stitch around it, and the stitch is up here. And we are crocheting into that post, into that stitch that crocodile stitch is wrapped around. So we're just double crocheting in each of the double crochets, if that makes any sense. I mean, I hope so since you're watching, but you know, you don't really have to know that, but just double crochet all the way around into each of the double crochets. And once you get around, I would recommend counting each round just so that you know that you have enough stitches, because if you lose, you know, if you miss 1 or 2 stitches, it can kind of throw you off a little bit. So just double crochet around this round, and then I'll meet you back up when we're about to do our crocodile stitches for the next round. Alright, so just count around that you have 30 stitches, and then slip stitch to that chain 3. The first chain 3 of that round, slip stitch there, like that, then chain up 1, and then turn your work. So now we're looking at the outside of our piece, and I just have to shape my stitches a little bit. This is how the front looks, which is really cool looking so far. I think it looks awesome. So now we are going to make our crocodile stitches. So around that chain 3 piece right there, the chain up 3 that we just slip stitched into, we are going to make our first crocodile stitch, the first half of it at least. So put 5 double crochets around that stitch, and then chain 1, and then turn the work and go into the very next post, working up from the bottom to the top of it, working 5 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then chain 1, then skip 3 stitches and do your front post double crochets, those 5 of those, and on the next one after those 3 you skipped, okay, then chain 1, turn it and go to the very next post right there for 5 double crochets around that. Okay, then chain 1, then skip 3 stitches and go to the next stitch and do your crocodile stitches like that. So on this round we're doing the crocodile stitches. On the very next round you're going to repeat the round we did before this crocodile stitches. We're just going to do a double crochet around, and then we're going to do more crocodile stitches. So again, on the very next round you should have 30 stitches, and then the round after that you're going to do your 6 crocodile stitches around the outside. So I'm going to do this round, the next round, and the next round. So this is 3 rounds, and I will meet you back up when the round after that we are going to be increasing again. So let me count my rounds here. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're on round 10 right now. Okay, I'm doing round 10 and we're doing our crocodile stitches. So round 11, you're just going to do double crochet in each stitch around. And then round 12, we are going to be doing crocodile stitches all the way around. Okay, so I'll meet you back up when I am going to go on to round number 13. And if you need help doing round number 11 and 12, just rewind this piece till the round we just did, because we're repeating that. So I will meet you back up when we're on round number 13. Alright, so I just came around, did rounds 11 and 12, okay, so just make sure that you did your double crochet around, one in each stitch, and then round 12 was your crocodile stitches. So now I'm going to slip stitch to the beginning crocodile stitch of this round. And now on the next round, round 13, we are going to be increasing to 40 stitches. So chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3, turn your work. Now we're looking at the inside of our tail, and you can kind of stretch it out so that it, you can see that it's making that V shape that we want, which is awesome. But anyway, looking at the inside of our tail, we are going to go into this next stitch here for 2 double crochet in the same stitch. 1 and 2. Alright, and then the next 2 stitches we're only going to put 1 stitch, or 1 double crochet. Okay, so we did 2 in the first, 1 in the next, and 1 in the next. Okay, then 2 in the next. So 2 double crochet right here, and then 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches, but make sure you don't lose any stitches. They can get hidden. So there's 1 and 1. Whoopsie. Oh, my dog. He's just barking. Okay, so we have 2 double crochet in the first, then 1 in the next, 1 in the next, then 2 in the next, 1 in the next 2 after that, then 2 double crochet in the same stitch, and then 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Okay, so you get that pattern. Just do 2 in the same, then 1 in the next, and 1 in the next. All the way around, and you should have 40 double crochets at the end of this round. So I will meet you back up when I have all 40 double crochet. So on the last few stitches of round number 3, we are only going to put the 2 and then 1 in the next, because our chain of 3 counts as a stitch. And like I said earlier, remember to count back all your stitches to make sure that your round has 40 stitches. Because if you put another stitch somewhere in here, these kind of look like stitches over here. If you put another stitch in there, then you'll have 41 stitches. So you want to make sure, because this chain up 3 counts as a stitch, that you only, in the last 3 stitches here, we only put the 2 and then 1, because this first one counts as a stitch. And then we're just going to slip stitch to that, chain up 3 right there, and then chain 1. Okay, now we're looking at the outside of our work by turning it like that, and you can see our work looks so nice so far. These really are coming together looking like scales, which is really cool. And toward the end we'll shape these to make them more pointy. But anyway, now we're working on our crocodile stitches. So by now I think you know how to do that. On our chain 3, we're just going to do our 5 double crochets down the post right there, and then chain 1 and turn our work. And on the very next one, we're going to put our 5 double crochet like so. and then chain 1, and then skip 3 stitches and do your next crocodile stitch. So just crocodile stitch all the way around this row, or this round, and then I'll meet you back up when we are going to go on to round 15 and 16. Alright, so I'm just going to slip stitch to the beginning here. I just did all my crocodile stitches around on round 14, and now we're going to move on to round 15 after I get this slip stitch finished. There we go. Chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. Now we're working on round 15, and we're just going to do 1 double crochet in each stitch around. We're looking at the inside of our tail here, so we are just going to put 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way around, and we'll have 40 double crochet at the end of this round. And so I will meet you back up when I am going to start my crocodile stitches on round 16. Alright, so now make sure, I can't stress it enough, make sure that you count your stitches around each round. You should have 40 stitches at this round, and just slip stitch to the beginning, chain up 3 there. Alright, chain 1, turn your work, and now we're doing our crocodile stitches. So by now you should know how to do them, but I'll show you this first one here. We're just going to put 5 double crochets around this chain 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 1. Turn your work. And go to the very next post and put 5 double crochets around that post. Okay, then chain 1 and skip 3 stitches and go into that 4th one for their next crocodile stitch. So crocodile stitch all the way around this round, and then rounds 17 and 18 are actually repeats of rounds 15 and 16. So just rewind this section if you need to, but repeat. So after this is round 16 right here. What I'm doing right now is these crocodile stitches. And so then round 17, our next round, you're going to repeat round 15. And then round 18, you're going to be repeating round 16, which is the one I'm working on right now. So do that, and I will meet you back up when I am going on to round 19. Alright, so I just did rounds 17 and 18 off camera. They were just repeating rounds 15 and 16. And then I just slip stitching to the beginning, chain 3, and now we're going to go on to round 19. So we're looking at the inside of our tail here, and we're going to increase to 50 stitches. And this should be our last increase round for this piece, because this is only going to fit a baby up to size 18 months, and I think that'll be big enough. So let's get started. We're going to put 2 double crochet in this first stitch here. So 1 and 2. And then we're just going to put 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So just 1 in there, and then 1 in the next, and then 1 in the next. Okay, then we're going to put 2 double crochet in the next stitch, which is right here. So that's 1 and 2. And then we're going to put 1 double crochet, whoopsie, 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 1 and 1. Okay, then 2 double crochet in the same stitch, and then 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So just continue that pattern all the way around, and then I'll meet you back up in the beginning there when we're going to attach, and then go on to round 20. So you should have 50 double crochet at the end of this round. So I'll meet you back up when I'm done. Alright, so coming up toward the end of round 19, remember, very end, because the chain 3 in the beginning counts as a stitch, the very last stitches are just going to be 2 double crochet and then 1 in the next 2 double crochet in the same, and then 1 in the next 2, because this chain of 3 counts as a stitch. So we're just going to slip stitch to the beginning here, and then go on to round 20, which is just our crocodile stitches. So chain 1, turn to the outside so you can see our fins, or our scales here, and they're looking good. Okay, so on that chain 3, we are going to do our first half of our crocodile stitch. Remember, 5 double crochets down, then chain 1, turn, and then do 5 double crochets up, and then chain 1, skip 3 stitches, go to the next for 5 front post double crochet, down, and so on. So you know how to do your crocodile stitches already, so just do your crocodile stitches around, and then I'll meet you back up when I'm going to go on to round 21. Alright, so I just finished round 20 off camera, just doing the crocodile stitches around, so I'm just going to slip stitch to the first crocodile stitch of that round here. Okay, and then so rounds 21 and 22 are actually going to be your repeat rounds until you get to round 40. So we're done increasing, so I'll show you rounds 21 is just chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then turn your work so you're looking at the inside of your tail here, and just do 1 double crochet in each stitch around. Okay, and you should have 50 double crochet here and throughout for the rest of the pattern. We're done increasing. So this may look a little bit small, but it does stretch, and babies are really tiny, so they will fit inside of here. It will be snug. It's a little cocoon, so keep that in mind when you're making this. And you know, if you need to, just you know, increase to 60 stitches, but I don't think you should need to. It's very large, you know, for a baby. So just do 1 double crochet in each stitch around for round 21, and then round 22 we're going to do our crocodile stitches, and these 2 rounds will be your repeat rounds until you finish round 40. So we're going to do rounds 23 to 40 in these repeats. So just do 1 double crochet all the way around, and then I'll meet you back up when I'm going to start round 22. Alright, so just slip stitch to the beginning here, and if you need to, count back that you have 50 stitches all the way around, then turn your work so you're looking at the outside here, and chain 1, And now is our crocodile stitches, which we've been doing. So just do crocodile stitches all the way around. This round is round 22. So now you're going to repeat rounds 21 and 22 until you get to round 40. Finish round 40. Or until your piece measures approximately 15 inches. So, if you get there before round 40, I'm guessing mine will get to round 40 and then I'll be around 16 inches, 15 or 16 inches. And then we will do the waistband. So don't fasten off after you get to round 40. Just, continue until you get there. I'm going to do the rest of this off camera. So right now I am on round 22, but I'm going to do rounds 23 to 40 off camera. It's just repeating rounds 21 and 22. And then I'll meet you back up when I am finished with round 40. Alright, so I just finished round 40, so now my piece looks like this, and you can see that it looks like a V shape and coming up here, and a baby definitely will fit in here. So these are what our shells look like, or our scales look like. This is actually the back, so if you flip it, this is the front. And it looks really cool so far, and it's very thick and warm and squishy. So now we are going to be working on the waistband, which is very simple. So I just attached here for round 40, and now we are going to chain up 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to turn our work to look inside of our tail here. So we're looking at the inside, and we are going to half double crochet all the way around. So yarn over, go into the very next stitch here, then yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook, like that. And do that, do 1 half double crochet in each stitch all the way around, and then I guess I'll just meet you back up. We'll have 50 half double crochets all the way around, so I'll meet you back up when I have all 50. Alright, so I just came back around and I'm just slip stitching to the beginning here, like that. And then we're going to chain up 2, 1 and 2, and turn our work, which we're looking at the outside now. And we are going to do front post half double crochet, and then back post half double crochet, then front post half double crochet, then back post half double crochet. So what does that mean? Well, we were doing front post double crochets here, but we're working with half double crochet now. So yarn over, go into that first stitch there, behind it, just like how we were doing with these double crochets. Then yarn over and pull that through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Okay, that's a front post half double crochet. Now on the next stitch we are going to do a back post half double crochet, so we're going to yarn over, then go in from the back to the front, and then back to the back again, like that, and then yarn over and pull that through, like that, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. That's a back post half double crochet. Now going to the next stitch, we're going to yarn over, go in from the front to the back, and then back to the front, like that, and then yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. So it's a front post half double crochet. Now we're going to do a back post half double crochet on the next one, so I'm going in from the back and then going back to the back like that. Yarn over and pull through, then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook, like that. Okay, so that was a back post. Now this one is a front post. So we're just alternating these stitches throughout the round. So I'll go a little bit faster so you can see. So that's back post. So then front post. And this is half double crochet. Alright, so just continue working front post half double crochet and then back post half double crochet on each stitch around, and then I'll meet you back up for the next round, which is just going to be a repeat of this, but I'll show you exactly what I mean, because we're not going to be turning our work anymore after this. So just do the front post half double crochet and the back post half double crochets, and I'll meet you back up when I am done. Alright, once you have finished that round, just slip stitch to the beginning, like that, and then chain up 2, 1 and 2, and now we're not turning our work, we're just going to simply continue working in the round, or around this way. This one you see here is a front post half double crochet, so we're just going to do a front post half double crochet on that one. Then the very next one is a back post half double crochet, so you clearly know that just do a back post half double crochet on that. So we're just basically repeating the last round, so just you can tell what stitch is what. Here, let me turn this so you can see what I mean. So you can tell that this one is a back post half double crochet, and you can tell that this one is a front post half double crochet because it's in the front. So you don't really even have to think on this round. You just see the stitch. Oh, yep, I know that this one is a front post half double crochet, so that's exactly what you're going to do. You're just repeating what that stitch is. And just repeat that all the way around, and we should be ready to fasten off. So I will meet you back up when I am all the way around, and then we can finally move on to the tail. So I'll meet you back up after this round. Okay, so now I'm just going to slip stitch to the beginning like that, and we are ready to fasten off. So I'm just going to, I usually just chain up 1 like I just showed you there, cut my yarn and pull that all the way through and pull tight, and then I'll just sew that in off camera, but make sure you center that then and kind of pull this like that. So there is the bottom part. Now we're going to make the waistband real quick because it's very simple, and then we will work on the tail portion here. So I have this color, it's Aran, but you can use a cream color or really any color that you like. We're just making a waistband drawstring so that it can fit any baby. So I'm going to set that aside, and we have our cream color here, and we are going to use the same hook, J hook, size 6 millimeters, and we are going to start with a slip knot. We did a slip knot in the beginning of this video, so you can see that. And now we are going to chain 75, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's how you chain. So just chain up 75, and then I'll meet you back up when I am done chaining, and I'll show you what to do next. Alright, so after I chained my 75, I'm just going to fasten off. I usually just chain 1 and cut my yarn and pull that through and pull tight. Okay, now that's secure. And now this is going to fit around here like so. So that's long enough. So what we need to do, I find it very easy to use a yarn needle. So I'm just going to take that and yarn my needle there. And we are going to use the ridges on the middle row. So we have 3 rows of this waistband here. So we are going to find the center, so that's right here. So we are going to use the middle rows and going into the back of the front posts here, like that. And then going to the next back post and going behind it, or I'm sorry, the front post. We're going to go behind the front post, like that. And we're just going to do that all the way around on this middle row. And then once I get that all the way around, I will show you how to make the edges clean, or the ends clean from this drawstring, and then we will move on to the tail. Alright, so I just came back around and now I'm just making my drawstring even on both sides. You can see that one is obviously longer than the other, so just pull it and make sure that it is even all the way around. Alright, and then you want to line up the 2 ends, the 2 knots on each end, and we just want this part to be very short. Okay, not too short where it's too close to the knots, but just short enough so that they're not, you know, ugly. So I just cut them like that, about, I don't know, a ½ inch, maybe an inch. And that is our drawstring. And so you can tie it or leave it, whatever you want. And so this can fit a baby, really any size baby, now that it has the drawstring so it can stay on. That's really cute. Okay. So now let's move on to the tail. Now for the tail, we're done using the J size hook. We are moving on to using the H size hook, which is 5 millimeters. Okay, and I'm using the same color yarn in the turquoise color from Red Heart. And let's set that aside. Okay, we are going to start with a slip knot. Okay, and we are going to chain 26. Okay, so yarn over and pull through. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So just continue to make 26, and I'll meet you back up when I have my 26 chains. Alright, so we have our 26 chains, and now we are going to work a half double crochet in the 3rd chain from the hook, and we're going to half double crochet across. But we're going to skip the last chain, okay? So the 3rd chain, okay, so the loop doesn't, that's on the hook never counts as anything, so we count 1, 2, and 3. And what I usually do is just turn my work so that I'm looking at the back ridges, so that it's just a clean edge, and I actually work into those ridges there. So yarn over, go into the 3rd chain, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Okay, so then half double crochet across each chain here. Whoops, that's half double crochet. Alright, so half double crochet all the way across except skip the last chain, okay? So I'll meet you back up when I get closer to the end, and I will show you exactly what that means. Alright, so now I'm just coming up to the end stitches here. Alright, so once you have 1 chain left, right here, we're not going to work in that chain. We're just going to leave that chain. So pretend it's not there, chain up 1, and turn your work. Now on row 2, we are going to be working in the back loops only. And I'll show you exactly what that means once I get my thing here. Okay, so in the back loops only, it means that we usually work through both loops like this, okay, underneath both of these. You can see 1 and 2. But we're actually working, we're inserting our hook in here, like that, and then yarning over. So on all of these, we're working in between these two, and working in the back loop only, okay, see that, all the way across. And in this first 2 stitches here, we are going to half double crochet them both together. So we are, let's see here, 2 half double crochet together decreases. So we're actually doing these 2 together and then these 2 together. Okay, so let's see, oh, just kidding, 2 half double crochet together, which means just 1. So we're not doing these 2, we're just doing these ones. Sorry about that. So you chained up 1, turned your work, and now we're going to yarn over, go into that first stitch right here where we chained up 1. We're going to go right in there, yarn over and pull through. Now we're not going to do anything, we're just going to go directly into the next stitch. Oh my goodness, and I didn't go through the back loops, which I was just telling you. Oh, Nadia. Okay, so yarn over, go into the back loop only, trying this again, then yarn over and pull through. Then go directly into the next stitch, back loop only, and then yarn over and pull that through. And then you have 4 loops on your hook, so now we're going to yarn over and pull through all 4 of those loops, okay? So we just made those 2 into 1. All right, now we are going to just do 1 half double crochet in the back loops of each stitch across. So yarn over, go into the very next stitch, back loop only, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Okay, next stitch, back loop only, just like that. Okay, so just do this all the way across and include the last stitch as well. So just go in every single stitch across. We're doing this half double crochet in the back loops only, and then I'll meet you back up when I'm going on to row number 3. Alright, so now I just half double crocheted all the way across, and you should have 22 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. Yep. So have 22 half double crochets across, and now we're going to go on to row number 3. So chain up 1, turn your work, and now we are going to be half double crocheting each of the front loops only. Okay, so we were working in the back loops on the last round, but now we're actually going to work up into these front loops only. Okay, just like that. Okay, so let's just get started. We're just going to half double crochet in the first stitch right here, but remember, going only in the front loop, so go up into the middle like that. So I'll show you again, just going up like that. So we only have 1 loop on there, and then yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Okay, next one, just working up the front loop only, just like that. And we are going to do this all the way across, then we're going to skip the last stitch. Okay, so I will just half double crochet all the way across, and then once I get to the last few stitches, I will show you exactly what that means. Alright, so now I'm just at the last 2 stitches here, but I'm just going to do this stitch right here for a half double crochet in the front loop only, and we're going to skip that last stitch, so don't even touch that one. Chain up 1, and we're going to go on to row number 4. On row number 3, you should end with 21 half double crochets, so make sure if you need to count back that you have 21 half double crochets. So this is how it's looking so far. And now row number 4, we chained up 1, and we are going to half double crochet 2 together. So yarn over, go into that first stitch, but wait a minute, we're going to work through the back loops only on row number 4. So crochet 2 together, working only in the back loops. So I just yarn over, go into that first stitch, yarn over and pull through, hold it, go into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 4 loops on your hook, like that. Now, working in the back loops only, we are just going to half double crochet all the way across in every single stitch. But make sure, again, back loops only. I remember I just screwed that one up earlier, so make sure you're working in the back loops only on row number 4. And at the end of this row, you should have 20 half double crochets. So I will meet you back up when I'm going to go on to row number 5. Alright, so that was row number 4, and now we have 20 half double crochets across. So now we're working on row number 5. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. So now we're looking at the back, and every time we look at the back, we are going to be working in the front loops only. So we chained up 1, and we are going to half double crochet across and then skip the last stitch. So yarn over, go into the first stitch for only the front loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook, and then the next stitch, just working in the front loops only on this row. This is row number 5, and skip the very last stitch, and at the end of this row you should have 19 half double crochets. So I will meet you back up when I am going to go on to row number 6. Alright, so I just finished this row, and I'm skipping the last stitch on this row. So now I'm going on to row number 6, and we are chaining 1 and turning our work. So this is what our front of our work looks like so far. Beautiful. So now row number 6 is half double crochet 2 together. So we're working in the back loops only. So go into yarn over, go into the back loop of the first stitch, then yarn over and pull through, go directly into the second stitch back loop, and yarn over and pull through, then yarn over and pull through all 4 loops on your hook. So that is a half double crochet 2 together. Then half double crochet in the back loops of each stitch all the way across, and at the end of this row you should have 18 half double crochets. So I will just crochet 1 in each of the next stitches in the back loop only, and then I'll meet you back up when I'm going to go on to row number 7. Alright, so now you should have 18 half double crochets across row 6. Now chain up 1, and we're going on to row number 7. So I turned my work, and we are going to half double crochet in each of the front loops, and then skip the last stitch. So yarn over, go into the front loop of the first stitch, yarn over, pull through, then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops that were on your hook, and then just do that all the way across, except you're going to skip the very last stitch. So you should have 17 stitches, 17 half double crochets at the end of this row. And then I will meet you back up when I am going to go onto row number 8. Alright, so that was the end of row number 7. So you should have 17 half double crochets at the end of this row, and I just skipped the last stitch on that row. So now chain 1, and we're going on to row number 8. And we are going to just half double crochet all the way across in every single stitch, and working in the back loops only. So yarn over, go into the first stitch there, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, go into the next stitch back loop only, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook, and just continue that sequence all the way across and you should continue having the same amount of stitches as row 7, so you should have 17 stitches on this row, which is row number 8. And then I'll just meet you back up when I'm ready to go on to row number 9. Alright, so I just finished row number 8. I just did 1 half double crochet in each stitch all the way across in the back loops only. And now we're going to go on to row number 9. So we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and we're halfway done with our tail now. So we are going to now be doing the other side, where this side is going to come increasing like this. So working on row number 9, we are going to half double crochet in the front loop of each stitch across, and then we're going to put 2 half double crochets in the last stitch. So I assume by now you know how to crochet a half double crochet in the front loops only. So I will meet you back up when I'm on the very last stitch of this row, and then I'll show you exactly how to do that increase so that we can make the shape for the tail. Alright, finishing row number 9, we are putting 2 half double crochets in the front loop of the last stitch here. So I just put 1 and then do 1 more in that same stitch. Okay, at the end of this row you should have 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oops. I missed counting this first one. Okay, so I have 18 stitches all the way across. And now, going on to row number 10, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. And we are going to put 2 half double crochets in the first stitch in the back loop only. So yarn over, go into the back loop only of the first stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, yarn over and go back into the same stitch, then yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. So you put 2 stitches in that same stitch in the first stitch of row number 10. Okay, so now we are going to just put 1 half double crochet in each stitch for the rest of the stitches on this row. And like I said, this is row number 10. At the end of this row, you should have 19 stitches, and you can already start seeing the shape that it's taking. You can see how this is going in, and then this is coming out, which is lovely. That's exactly what we want. Make sure row number 10, you're working in the back loops only. I'll meet you back up when I'm going to go on to row 11. Alright, so after row number 10, we're just going to chain 1 and turn our work. And now row number 11 says that we are going to half double crochet in each of the front loops, but then 2 half double crochets in the front loop of the last stitch. So yarn over, go into the front loops only, and crochet like regular, you know, half double crochet once in each stitch all the way across till you get to the very last one. And in the very last one, we are going to put 2 half double crochets. So I'll just meet you when I get to that very last one, because we're just putting 1 in each of these stitches across. And I'll meet you when I'm going to show you how to do 2 in that last one. Finishing row 11, we are just going to put 2 half double crochets in the front loop of that last stitch. So I just put 2 half double crochets right in that same stitch right there, okay, in the front loop only. And you should have 20 half double crochets on this row, is row number 11. So now we're going to work on row number 12, chain 1, turn your work. And row number 12, we are going to put 2 half double crochets in the first stitch, but we're working in the back loops only. So for put 2 half double crochets right in that same stitch right there, just like that. So I put 2 half double crochets in that same stitch, and then we're going to half double crochet across, all in the back loops only. Alright, so at the end of this row you should have 21 stitches, 21 half double crochets, and then I will meet you back up when I'm going to go on to row number 13. Alright, so that was row number 12. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 half double crochets across on row 12. Going on to row number 13, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and we're going to put 1 half double crochet in each of the front loops across, and then we're going to put 2 half double crochets in the front loops of the last half double crochet of that row. So row 13, working in the front loops, just work 1 half double crochet in each stitch across, and then I'll show you exactly what I meant about the very last stitch on this row. Okay, on the very last stitch here, we're going to put 2 half double crochets. So 1 and 2, and that completes row 13. So you should have 22 half double crochets on this row, and then chain up 1, and going on to row 14, we are going to put 2 half double crochets in the back loops of this first stitch. So 1 and 2 in the same stitch right there. Okay. And then we're going to put a half double crochet in each stitch all the way across, and this is row 14, so at the end of this row you should have 23 half double crochets, and I will meet you back up when we are going to go on to row 15. Alright, so row 15 is our last row, and we are going to chain 1 and turn our work, and we are going to put a half double crochet in each of the front loops, and then we're going to put 2 half double crochets in the last stitch, but also in the front loops. So there, oops, I just put 2 in that one. I'm so sorry. Alright, so put 1 there, and then I was talking about putting 2, you know, and I just thought, you know, whatever. So just put 1 half double crochet in each stitch across, and then in the very last stitch put your 2 half double crochets, and then we'll be fastening off, and we're going to sew this to our mermaid tail to complete that portion of this video. Alright, so I'm finishing up, and this last stitch here we're going to put 2 half double crochets right in there. So at the end of this row you should have 24 half double crochets, and to fasten off I usually just chain 1 and cut my yarn and pull that through, and then you're going to want to sew in your ends, but right now I'll show you exactly how this is going to work. We are going to be folding this around our tail. You want to go right at the base, so right around either row 1 or row 2 of your tail, of your mermaid part here. You just go around those 2, and then see how it's laying on top of there, and we're just going to fold this up like this so that this edge is on this edge here, like that, and then this edge is up here like that. Okay, so it's kind of wrapped around this, but not wrapped around like this. It's going to go along the edge of this V here. So it's going to go looking like that. Okay, and that is how our tail is going to look. So I will show you exactly how to sew that on. Just let me sew in my ends, and then I will get, you just need this extra yarn to sew on that tail. Alright, so I was just showing you the wrong side actually. You want to have it on this side where you see the defined ridges, okay, not on the back side. So make sure that the front side is showing and you can see the nice ridges that we were making. That's why we were going through the front loops and the back loops on certain rows, because we wanted to make that dimension. So now make sure, you know, if you have to, fold this in half so you can see where your center line is, and mine's right here, and make sure that's centered on your tail. and go up to row 2 on the back there, just like that. Take a yarn needle and your yarn, and make sure you yarn your needle because you're going to use that to sew this on. Now, I'm going to turn this so that I can easily sew this on. You know, turn it however you need to get the right angle here. And now, see how I'm turning this portion here to get to the tip of my tail, okay? And I'm going to just insert my hook, or my needle, sorry, in here, and I'm going to go into the middle of this crocodile stitch on row 1. And I'm going to put a generous amount of yarn there. Alright. And now I'm just going to whip stitch this to my tail. And really anywhere it fits. Just so that it secures it. And, you know, there may be a better way for this, or your specific way to do this. But really just, you know, get it attached however you like. And if you need to, just go in between stitches or sew it on, you know, using the whip stitch, but going in and out so that it is nice and clean. So you don't see any mess ups or any, you know, missing stitches. Then I'm going to flip this over so we can see the back side and make sure that this is along row 2, like that. And I'm just going to sew this on across the back. Okay. And you don't have to go through all the layers of your mermaid tail bottom. You just have to go through the crocodile stitches. So I'm just working all the way across. So now you kind of get the point. So I'm going to sew this on, and then I will meet you back up when we're all finished with this project. Alright, so I'm just finishing up, and when you finish up on your very last stitch here, make sure to go in the same spot where you entered in the beginning, in the middle of that first crocodile stitch. Just like that. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is actually cut my yarn so that those pieces are small, and this piece is on the outside and this piece is on the inside of that. So I'm going to actually put this one inside, and I can actually probably hook it like that. So they're underneath. Okay, so one's on top and one's on the bottom, and I'm going to make a knot. And you can pull that tight. And I just knotted a couple, you know, 2-3 times just to make it secure. Okay, and then I'll just sew in that end. Alright, so now I just sewed in all my ends and it looks fabulous, and this is our tail here, so that looks really nice, and our mermaid tail or mermaid cocoon here, you can see the dimension it really gives with these crocodile stitches, so it's like scales, which is really nice. And then this waistband, you know, you don't have to have the drawstring, but I did because I wanted to fit, you know, any size baby really, and that will give it a nice thing so you can pull that tight so it can fit a different waist size, or you know, you can stretch it out to fit a chubby baby. So I really thank you for watching. I hope you learned something today, and I hope you really like this crocodile stitch mermaid tail for a baby. Make sure to look at all the links in the description. There will be a pattern, there will be my website, there will be my Facebook, and all the good links all down there. So make sure you check those out. Make sure to hit that subscribe button as well and like this video, and leave a comment if you like this video as well. Share this with your friends too. I think that these will be very popular, especially on the beach. This will be a great photo prop, or you can even sell this, you know, if you have an Etsy shop. So thank you so much for watching, and happy hooking. Make sure to watch my next video on making the bikini top for this mermaid cocoon. So be sure to keep an eye out for that. The link will be in the description so that you can get the bikini top for a shell bikini top for a baby in my next video.